Hello, everyone. Jesse Webb, TradersPro. Market conditions mildly bearish still. Markets were closed yesterday, so we didn't, mildly bullish. So there was no update. We'll look at a couple other things today, though. Mildly bullish, and we'll look to see how things continue to progress. Two or three really strong up days, which are bouncing off of the lows, moving back up into that momentum zone, and breadth also looking strong here. We'll look at a couple of other breadth indicators here as well. Buy-sell ratio moving quickly back towards that zero line, and another day or two could push us back to a positive buy-sell ratio. We may see a bounce, though. Pardon me. We could see a little counter trend move, and that is not going to be unexpected, I don't think, right here after a real strong rally, especially after we've seen this sentiment move really straight off the bottom. It bounced right off of this low and sliced right through that halfway point right here and is now up in this area. So if we can get buy-sell ratio to also turn the corner, we're also seeing the sectors which are also moving nicely. We've got three back up into the buy, and that utility and consumer goods, that's really the interesting one right here to see where we end up going with that one. And we're seeing energy strengthen, tech strengthen, telecommunications strengthen. Basic materials and some of these others are very close as well. They're moving nicely towards that upside. So we may see some continuation in the overall market as we're seeing sectors also strengthen. I mentioned I better take care of that. The indexes, Dow up to 1.5 on the buy-sell ratio. NASDAQ 100 also strong, 2-to-1 on the buy-sell ratio, 27 buys to 13 sells. When you're logged into the to the site, you can access that 27. Just simply click on that and see what the top leaders are. We know NVIDIA, Netflix, Applied Material, Lam Research, Adobe, Ross Stores, Cisco, Intuit. Those are some big names. Micron, Akamai, and Western Digital's been having a big run here recently as well. So keep an eye on that list. Those are going to be your leading stocks that are moving in this market currently, and that's really the focus, is what is currently moving in the market. That's what we want to be paying attention to. A couple ideas I've got for you here today. Again, that new buy list will not have changed, but if you go to this breakouts tab, you can go through and look and see some of those additional stocks that are continuing to move. Dell, obviously a little bit too strong of a move. Really fantastic for Dell. I haven't seen that name come up a while. I think I mentioned that yesterday. Also, I've got in the watch list, I've got a couple of others here that look nice. PRDO, these are schools. We're seeing a bunch of these school names starting to pop up. They've had big runs, they've retraced, and now they're continuing that overall move higher. Breakout here with a new high, but early in the buy zone on PRDO. So, and on really high volume, double the volume of the prior day. And really the average volume you could see during that counter trend was relatively light. The accumulation phase relatively high, and then another real big up day with a breakout and a good solid confirmation bar that's only a 5% move, which allows a stop loss at the low of the bar or at the low of the most recent hold for risk protection as you're setting up that initial trade with that initial capital. We always want to make sure that there's a stop loss in place if things go the other direction, because sometimes they do. You never know which one is going to reverse and stop out, so we always want to make sure that we have risk protection on every single trade that is set up. DSP is also an interesting stock right here. Business service technology had a big gap here, probably on some earnings up into that upper momentum range, and then pulling back, and then a nice confirmation bar right here as well, and 7% on this move as of the most recent trading day, which would have been Friday. So some good looking names in there today to be able to go through and let's look at S&P 500 and see if we've got. We've talked about the most recent highs. You know, we bounced off of this area. We are in this upper momentum zone now. We haven't really cleared up into that bullish trend. A day or two of pullback right here is not going to be unexpected, and that overall uptrend, as far as the technicals look, the overall uptrend and the breadth is still intact. Until that happens, right? We'll continue to go that overall direction and be watching to see what's happening here with some of our leading stocks, the muscle stocks, the new buy list. Go through some of those and gear up your watch lists over the next couple of days and weeks. That'll do it for today's update. Everyone have a fantastic day today.